Hi, I'm Luke. I just want to give you a bit of an insight into the Saturday afternoon team. We're a bunch of unique individuals, Mansell, Hughes, Williams, Suckling, Niccolo and myself. We're going to engage with our minds and our hearts. We're going to exchange ideas, thoughts, and even our energy. And to speak from your heart, you need to have courage. You need to be honest and authentic. We're not always going to get it right, and sometimes you're not going to agree with us. But that's okay, because just like you, we care. Just like you, we're passionate about the game. So if you want to come along for the ride, join us on Saturday Arvos, because we just love sport. Hi, I'm Luke. I just want to give you a bit of an insight into the Saturday afternoon team. We're a bunch of unique individuals, Mansell, Hughes, Williams, Suckling, Niccolo and myself. We're going to engage with our minds and our hearts. We're going to exchange ideas, thoughts, and even our energy. And to speak from your heart, you need to have courage. You need to be honest and authentic. We're not always going to get it right, and sometimes you're not going to agree with us. But that's okay, because just like you, we care. Just like you, we're passionate about the game. So if you want to come along for the ride, join us on Saturday Arvos, because we just love sport. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Shedcast. That's right. 2 episodes in one night, and all 6 of the boys are here. Well done, Bryce. It's absolutely phenomenal. And we're in the shed as well.
And I'm hosting. How good's that?
In the shed, at the Shedcast. I was going to say I'm hosting, but then that's all right. As is per usual, my name is Luke. I'm here with big cock Kane Williams. He's in the PSG jacket tonight.
Absolutely.
Controversial stuff.
Mate, I've been to a game, so I'm allowed to wear it.
Absolutely right. I'm here with big cock Niccolo, the big KFC consuming specimen of himself.
Slurp on my monster.
He's still on the Monster Guarani. Is that still the same one as the podcast from before?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. No sugar as well. Making sure you look after that big keg.
Indeed, mate. Indeed.
And I'm here with the man himself. So it's Brian Coverdale. Aidan Mansell, welcome to another episode. And he's got the custom Shedcast hat.
That's exciting.
The
Unreleased
Shedcast merch.
merch you'll never see online because it's a waste.
I watched him this evening. He didn't chase down 24.
I didn't.
No, they walked away with $34,000.
Oh
That's
my!
an
Off day.
absolute conspiracy theory. Aidan, what's the capital city of Paris?
England. This
Wrong. Wrong.
England is his city.
The Suck.
The Suck is back.
The
He's
man,
back.
the myth, the host, the man with 2 dogs in his backyard that aren't even here anymore.
Well, that's good,
They've
and that's why
gone
we're
home.
here.
He's got the star above the Adelaide United shirt. What do you think of the game tonight, Suck? And we've got Cameron Hughes with us tonight, the Cardiff man himself. Tell us, have you ever visited Malaysia? Why would you? Alrighty, well, we've got an absolutely delicious podcast for you tonight, gentlemen. Let's get rolling. Premier League.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's always the first topic of our podcast because it's the only thing we all really know something about. But let's go, much to my dismay, through the results this week, gentlemen.
Sponsored by Footmob.
Tee-hee-hee. Now,
Put the Instagram babes away, Cameron.
I'll tell you what, it was a delicious start to the footballing week. It was Leicester, Manchester United, 2-2.
2-2.
What a game of football it was. Did anyone watch it?
I think we all did.
Most of us did.
It was a great game, wasn't it?
Aaron was silent most of the night, considering his team was a little bit up and about, which is interesting, but anyway.
I usually don't really talk during the game. I just
I noticed, don't
He's got
worry.
a level of concentration,
Except
doesn't
when goals go in, he goes, "Oh, Tyson, you don't watch games, do you?" Bruno.
I will just say, I'm really hoping that Rashford is okay after that horrific
Mate,
horrific
shoulder,
challenge.
the shoulder almost left the body. It was awful.
I think a fibre of his shirt did start to pull apart,
Yeah.
so that was a bit of a worry.
Yeah.
But
It was a great week to take
take Fernandez out of my squad and put Salah in as well.
Yeah, not ideal.
Well, I really enjoyed that game of football. I think it was great.
good.
It was good end to
Two
end.
good teams at the top of their game at the moment.
Fernandez, I think it was, with a great assist to Vardy as well.
Yeah.
It was really good. Nice little
Great
tap
ball.
across. to
Yeah,
him.
that was very nice of him, wasn't it? No, that was absolutely brilliant.
Rashford with a great header as well to open the game. Really.
That
very
was
nicely.
a chance that should have gone in the back of the net.
But he made himself amends, didn't he? Putting one in the bottom corner with a absolutely brilliant finish, assisted by Bruno. Yeah,
He should have actually scored a hat trick, especially when Schmeichel had scored.
Oh, he should have.
Other save as well.
yeah. He should have.
Yeah, but if it's,
could've,
if it's and
would've.
buts with something nuts, then you're not to be top of the
I've got
league.
one thing to say to you there, Aaron.
But the one that started at Barnes was brilliant. That goal was
That was a great goal.
like they looked half dead in the water, even though the scoreline didn't say
Just need
it.
that bit of special
And then
something.
fucking that was great. Anyway,
Up and about.
Edison Cavani slips and slizzles onto the pitch, and just minutes later assists.
We said that for about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
It's like,
we were
when Cavani
talking.
on to something will happen. Came on.
I'll tell you what, it's great tactical genius on the manager to go, we need a goal, let's bring on a striker.
wow. Let's give him a clap. Give him a clap.
I actually felt bad. I actually felt bad about ripping Ole's tactics. Then I watched some Gold Bridge, and he was ripping Ole's tactics, and I was like, okay, it's coming from somewhere.
somebody that actually knows what he's talking about.
Great stuff.
I think the
that.
thing is they play well. They got a really great squad. I mean, like when we were watching it, you see the bench and you go, "Holy fuck, they're stacked." But it's like you just don't know what style they're playing. Like I don't know what their plan really is, because the first goal
No.
was like Fernandez got a lucky start on it and it went through to Rashford, and the second one's just the quality of Cavani. Same with Leicester though. Leicester were a bit.
Yeah, they were both a bit all over the place, I thought.
Was the
Like,
game-
they looked like they went 1-0 up and then essentially parked the bus.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't work either, because you've got Harry Maguire amongst that back line and he trips over himself, and then they ended up with a goal off that, and then
However,
game's opened up again.
if I'm United, you take the draw.
Yeah.
Better than a
Yeah,
loss.
it was a good game.
They're still well positioned, and
I think
not going to talk about United.
A draw is a fair result for both teams.
Oh god,
I think
Still had a
United.
game in hand as well.
Yeah,
I think
that's
they were
scary.
lucky to draw. I thought they played a little bit better than Leicester.
I thought they should have won. I
But
thought
at the end
Leicester
of the
on
day,
back
it was a
foot.
great game of football, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you, United. Very cool. Villa 3, Palace 0. Now
With
you have to
10
ask.
men.
You have to ask the question: how much longer is Roy going to live for before he just drops dead on the sideline at Selhurst
I can't
Park?
see him. I can't see them sacking him. But yeah, it's a weird result, isn't it? But Villa are just like when they're
looking
on,
good.
man, they are on.
It's just one of those results, though, because you just kind of expect it from Palace as well, where you think, like, oh, that'd be a game that they might
I'm surprised.
either steal a win or get a draw, and then they produce that.
I thought they'd bounce back after the Liverpool shit, but
That's the thing I couldn't believe, though. They went up, and then I thought, then you see, yep, down a man. That'll tighten it up a bit. And then they kept going.
They're a man down for 45 minutes
It was
as well. Like,
most
it's
of
not
the
like
game.
they're defending for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they dominate the game.
they still dominated. So that was really impressive.
Cause for concern for Palace. I like a bit of Palace.
I still think
don't
they're
mind a bit of
mid-table-ish,
naughty
aren't they?
Palace.
Yeah,
they are
something.
mid-table at the moment.
Yeah.
What position are they?
They're-
I think compared to the teams that are in the relegation zone, they're doing alright, because Fulham's on 11 points. They're probably...
They're in trouble of falling below Arsenal at the moment, Palace, and that's
That's a
That's
relegation
saying
team,
something.
isn't it?
I was about to say, you don't
concern.
need to be as concerned, because you'd only have to be performing worse than 4 teams in West Brom, Fulham, Sheffield, and Arsenal.
I think performances on that bottom lot really say a lot so far, though, because
Yeah.
Burnley, as average as they are, still deserve to be out of that bottom 3. I think the bottom 3 is pretty set.
It's just
Burnley,
so far.
you can fuck off from the Premier League. I'm bored shitless of your team. Please go down.
It's typical Burnley, though. They'll do this
We love
until
you, Burnley.
mid-season,
We do.
and then just fucking come out of nowhere and finish like 12th or 13th.
Yeah.
They're just so boring.
But that's why you
man.
need
Like,
them. You
no,
need them
we
in the
don't
Prem.
need them.
Yes.
We don't need them there, but they somehow seem to keep hanging around.
Why can't Burnley just fuck off? Like, honestly. Anyway,
Kana shook.
Holy shit!
What?
Did you see that catch? Holy fuck!
No, I missed it.
Obviously not. We're not watching the
No,
game.
because we're watching.
Gone for a leg sweep and he's hit like the under edge of the bat and the keeper's just gone.
Strikers versus scorchers.
Here we go.
Look at this.
Let's keep the team at home in absolute silence. The ball's coming through. He's gone the sweep underneath. Well, there's a bit of pace on that, bit of movement. Oh, he's heard that well. That's a brilliant catch, that.
Strikers Scorchers 2020 if you're just joining us, even though we were talking about Premier
Sorry.
League.
Got to support my boys, my favourite team in the world.
That we just talked about. We don't watch cricket beforehand.
Welcome to Chelsea, Rashid Khan.
Rashid Khan with the spinner. You're teasing me, not
Now, a result
There's a result, yes,
A
Luke.
result that shocked me midweek was Fulham Southampton 0-0. I would have thought Southampton would have got at least something.
Fulham playing decent though. There's some decent players in that squad now.
They look like they're not in a position where I feel they should be for how well they play.
They could be like
sometimes.
mid-table. If the season started 3 or 4 weeks ago,
Unfortunately, it's not though.
That's the thing. That
know what?
middle of the table so all over the shop. Like some of them are
Cameron,
beating big end teams.
in
Some of them are.
2017-18 when you got relegated,
Oh, well, the club's finances.
So yeah, 0-0 in that one. That was riveting stuff. Thanks for coming into my team, Ward Prowse. Very cool.
he went in and out straight away for me. Like in and out.
Man City 2, Newcastle 0. That did the trick.
I would like to express my love for Pep.
I love
You
Pep.
can't say
I've
gotta
never said a
masturbate.
bad word about Pep in my
You
life.
cannot say now that Pep is a fraud because he's actually adapted this game style now. He's adapted it so they win by smaller margins, but they're keeping so many clean sheets and
Until
defending so well.
he wins the Champions League, fraud.
He's won a Champions League before, mate.
With
How many have Cardiff won?
0.
No, I'm just saying his tactics. It's not like all attack anymore. It is like the ability to defend very strongly.
I was going to say something about Roma, but I don't give a fuck about that club enough.
Bro,
Mate.
City had 75% possession that game.
So
Wow.
and City are kind
Very
of, I actually
cool.
feel like City are somewhat the silent achievers because they're kind of just creeping up ever so slightly, getting results.
Yeah, but
Let's not get too excited about, beating Newcastle, though. Newcastle.
I'm not getting.
Okay.
Oh, no,
I mean,
it's more- it's more-
Newcastle aren't that
No,
bad.
but it's more the
They're
game.
just-
It's more the game style. It's more like whenever I watch them now, they feel very solid at the back. Where for a period they were quite shaky. I mean, towards the end of Otamendi being there, my goodness gracious.
I mean, game in hand for City. If they win that, they could go. They could go second.
Both City and United are in good spots. They've got a chance
But
to
tough.
game in hand.
Tough
Absolutely.
against Everton.
Tough game against Everton tomorrow, but
If they win that, I'll be. Yeah.
it's a big game for both teams because Everton have got second at the moment, and you've got the chance to get to second. So I think they were saying yesterday or something. I think it's only essentially a game between second and ninth or something like that. So it's very tight across the top lot.
I think you'll make good work of Everton. I think they're a bit.
We've been up and
They're
down.
up and down.
I think
Yeah.
they're a bit of a nothing team.
Inconsistent.
I think if James is up and about, then. they're
But
decent.
we've got a couple of results, and he hasn't been playing as well. So look out. We'll see.
Oh,
If
he's threatened me.
he's threatened.
Gee
Get
whiz.
threatened.
But if we get a result against you, to actually prove, because we've had a couple
high
of
scoring draw between them, to be honest.
I could see a 2-2, honestly.
I can see
Yeah.
a 4-0 Everton like that time 4 years ago.
That was a tough night for Mr. Williams.
Imagine Amodola Lookman scoring a goal against 17 years old.
Everton 1, Sheffield 0. Good result.
Yep.
Sheffield though almost held on
Just get the points.
to points. That's points that Sheffield absolutely needed, and to concede in the 80th minute to Sigurdsson as well. Jeez, mate.
Yeah, it was rough.
A bit rough there for Sheffield, but
Very wet.
a result that Everton will be very happy with. That's
Yeah.
very delicious. Leeds
Are we
1.
saying
Oh, sorry.
Sheffield United to go down? For
Yes.
sure, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm sure
They
now.
haven't
Yeah,
won
I
a
think
game
so.
still.
I think, yeah, they're
Yeah,
in
I'm-
massive
Watch them
trouble.
go on a fat tear.
No,
They're in massive
I
trouble.
think because I think as I was
Them and
watching,
West Brom at least.
I was watching City Sheffield, and they were saying like the crowd at that Bramall Lane were massive for them last season in terms of it was like a scary place to go, and the crowd that's what pumped them on. But I mean, they're just not looking like. There's not really anyone in that side that's like goes to stand out. And do
Who would
something.
say they need someone big to come in the transfer market to save them?
Yeah.
El Shaarawy.
Just don't fly him in on a plane. West Ham 2. West Ham 2.
We're working it out slowly.
West Ham 2. Brighton 2. I'll tell you what. Brighton almost did the cheeky in London. And I rate Brighton to an extent. Because they've done
You're alone here.
Listen to me. They've done a bit
No,
of
Matty Ryan,
they've done a
no
bit of a
hope.
naughty this season against a couple of sides,
Yeah.
haven't they?
You're teasing me.
No.
Well,
I don't mind Brighton.
we thought they were almost better than Liverpool. Like, they should have almost had a result there, I thought, too.
They're quite low on the table, but it's like they go to some of these bigger clubs and play
No Moy.
the
no
way
Ryan.
they want to play.
Shit.
No hope.
Yeah.
Riveting game.
I just really want to thank Thomas Souček, man. Like, I really thank you for coming into my fantasy team, sitting on the bench, getting 10 points, and me losing to my girlfriend by 5 points on fantasy. Really appreciate it, bro. Thanks, man. Why'd you have to do that to me?
Thanks, Souček. Very cool.
I know you're listening, mate.
Liverpool 1, West Brom 1. Sam Allardyce goes bang!
Big Sammy!
Big Sammy is in the house. Big Sammy dropped an absolute bombshell this afternoon when he said that he could do what Jurgen Klopp is doing at Liverpool, but Jurgen Klopp could never do what Sam Allardyce is doing at West Brom.
Jurgen Klopp's just a hobo with veneers.
There's been a lot of Klopp slander this past week, though, because I've seen somebody as well say that Mourinho couldn't get... If Mourinho did half the stuff that Klopp does on the touchline, he'd be like banned from games for like weeks on end.
You were right the other week when you were saying, "Oh, he's a more person manager and more like a." It's like
He knows how to
it's
rile
like
his
having a
team up.
motivational speaker as your manager. Whereas, like when it comes to dead set tactics, there's lots of managers that I think are like better than him.
Look,
I love that touchline passion from any manager.
It's good,
I don't
but
like the
you can't-
I don't like the little like.
Yeah.
you can't treat two managers different, because that's the thing,
No.
is that if Klopp can get away with it, then if Mourinho does something similar, you can't go, oh, there's Mourinho being
Didn't
fucking
Mourinho
twat
like
again.
fucking body slam a tray of drinks?
But Mourinho's, as much as I love the man, he's a bit of a purposeful twat.
Yeah.
Whereas Jurgen Klopp's not really. For
He's still
Jurgen
a
Klopp,
twat.
it's more passion. Whereas Mourinho, it's like, look how good I am. I am so good. Look how good I am.
But when he's that good, it's kind of hard not to look at how good he is.
Yeah, but that's just being a twat. Whereas Jurgen's at least, I think, just
I
celebrating
still think
for the
Jurgen's
sake
been
of
a
passion and
bit
love.
of a twat, though.
No,
He does go over the
I
top
agree.
sometimes.
Because Klopp sometimes like it'll be like 1-0 against Sheffield, he'll run down the touchline like onto the field celebrating, and it's like, dude.
But I think that's just their different personalities. From what I was saying,
The
Mourinho...
rule is you're not meant to leave your technical box.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
And some
Anyway.
people like step out and they get told off, whereas he can do that, and it's like, oh well.
But in terms of the difference between the two of them, like, you can definitely see Mourinho's more robotic in being tactical, whereas Jurgen
More art,
definitely has a bit more emotional
Done.
passion, and you can see obviously through that he's stuck. The emotions obviously stuck, made him stick around at Liverpool, and he's brought them from not very much to very good.
But I do agree with that big quote, though.
Yeah, good.
Jurgen Klopp could not do what Sam Allardyce could do with West Brom.
He couldn't set up his side to be gritty and like get points that way.
Just like steal
Yeah.
points from a Liverpool
It's
side
either-
like that.
You,
Yeah.
you see it. You see it with Liverpool. They're either like, but luckily for them, they're always on most of the time. But when they're off, they are like poor, really poor.
And
So-
could Sam Allardyce win a Premier League with that Liverpool team?
I think if England didn't get rid of him as the manager, they would have won that World Cup.
You think?
It's a big goal.
Probably not, honestly.
no, I don't mind that.
They were
He would have
good
been
at
a good.
that
He would have
World
been a
Cup.
good.
They were
Look, he's
well
better
good.
than that waistcoat merchant.
Yeah,
What?
Southgate's a fraud.
Southgate.
Southgate's a fraud.
I mean, you can't say Southgate's a throw when you get onto. They finished fourth of the World Cup.
Yeah, but
When
that's
they
pretty
had
solid.
one of the easiest runs
Yeah,
of the World Cup.
well, they have one of the best squads, I think.
I mean,
come
there's
on.
nothing easy about
World
Colombia
Cup.
and
No,
Sweden.
they should have beaten.
Yeah.
They should have beaten Croatia.
They should have, and it was just
Yeah.
a lapse of concentration in like the last few minutes
Like,
that got them kicked out.
how can you let Ellen DeGeneres get through the final of a World Cup?
Oh, dear.
Which Croatia player are you talking about? Because I can relate to about 50 of them.
The whole squad is just Ellen.
It's Ellen. The Ellen show.
But I don't think they get much further than that anyway. I don't think anyone's going to beat France that year.
That's the thing, though. It's a World Cup final.
I can't believe,
I
don't know how France managed to get the African All-Stars in and enter them under France.
That was a great World Cup final, though. Let's be real.
I remember everyone cheering for Croatia.
Yeah.
And then it was like France just went, goal.
And then Tyson broke my bed when he won his bet. What a man.
I'll break his hymen.
Wolves won, Tottenham won. What a game.
Tottenham have been poor.
Tottenham and Ndombele with a goal in the first minute. Saiss with a goal in the 86th minute.
The game that was
in between that.
The game that's responsible for you losing to your girlfriend.
I'd like to thank Saiss. All you had to do, mate, was not score a goal in the 86th minute, and I would have won, but you did. So I hope you get fucking benched again, mate, and not let back in the team. Also, Aaron, how did you go against your girlfriend this week?
Let's talk.
Naughty.
I beat him, actually, so that's how he went against his girlfriend.
I didn't play him.
Yeah, the miss.
You played me.
Oh, no, sorry, I played him tonight when I beat him.
My favourite fantasy story of this week is that that Neto, all Neto needed to do for you was get points, and he's assisted the goal. But all Saiss needed to do for me was get points, and he's scored the goal. So thank you, Saiss. Very cool.
And unfortunately, Gabriel didn't play, so James was substituted for him, but he got a point. So
yeah, so
That was funny. If you didn't take the -8, you would have won. Naughty.
We'll save this fantasy for
we will. Yeah,
we've got a fantasy
we'll talk
section
about that in a minute. And that's all the games this week that I can think of. So
Now,
there's one more.
London derby.
no, let's break the ice with this. It's Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1.
To be fair, Aiden called in the last podcast. He said it would be one of those weeks.
One of those months, more like it. Fucking hell.
Fraudulent Frank. Fraudulent Frank. No, it happens, doesn't it?
Capitulated.
Classic Chelsea and Boxing Day.
Classic Chelsea
Honestly,
around Christmas time.
What do you think was what went wrong? Do you think
Do you have an hour?
just a slow start? You reckon?
I don't know. We I don't know, man. It was just like it just didn't work with Werner. Pulisic looked delicious. Tammy looked delicious up front, but we just couldn't get a goal. And then when you get the absolute fucking bullshit decision that penalty just was on us.
That's a penalty, mate.
That even Ian Wright said wasn't a fucking penalty. It is not a penalty.
You can't reach out and do that in the box.
What do you mean reach out?
He reached out and touched his shoulder.
No, they called the penalty off of the contact from his knee.
Oh, okay. VAR didn't overturn it, so it's
No,
obviously...
VAR didn't overturn it, but I just don't understand why if a guy's falling, already in the motion of falling and then gets hit by a knee.
That's how it is.
Well, hang on a second.
I don't understand
If you
it.
get past a defender and you make any sort of, like... If the defender makes any sort of, like, little nick...
Yeah, but he's gone down off the motion of himself, not of the motion of Reece James. That's what I'm going to say.
Are you saying that Chelsea got fucked over by a goal that shouldn't have stood? Oh!
I saw that.
The sweet irony.
But anyway, and then we get absolutely creamed by 2.
Jacka goes, I'm shit against all the small teams, but against Chelsea,
Yeah.
have this delicious world-class...
We get absolutely creamed by 2 just out there goals.
No joke. Was it that second one that just looked like a cross and just...
That's
No,
it.
no,
That
no,
Saka
Was it the
one,
third
yeah.
one?
That was
Like,
the
what
last
was
one.
that?
I saw that Abraham after the game was giving Saka shit, claiming he didn't mean to do that.
What did you call it?
Oh, no, of course he didn't mean to
Saka.
do
A
it.
sack of shit. Is that what you called it?
No, he was giving him.
Wait, Abraham was giving Saka shit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry for scoring a goal.
No,
I very much
Saka
doubt he
claimed
was giving him
actually
shit.
meant to do that, but Abraham thought differently.
No, you can tell he meant to cross it in, but it doesn't matter.
gives a
Like
fuck?
at the end of the day, it ended up in
It's
the
a
back
goal.
of the net.
You did
But
put it in
yeah,
the
it
right
was
spot.
just so frustrating to watch.
Oh.
And the thing is, the last 10 minutes, you just could... When we got that penalty, you just smelt an equaliser coming. And then Jorginho just goes, I am a fraud.
You know, Jorginho didn't do his normal, like, hop. Like, he kind of, like, actually strode into it.
No, he did the hop.
No, it wasn't like as big a hop as he usually
That's the
does.
thing, though. He
Like, it was
tries
no- it
to
was
roll
no-
it into
yeah.
the back of the net, and it's like, if you fucking at least put some power behind it.
Yeah.
It's the 86th minute. Fucking kick
But
the
why
ball,
would you do that
mate.
when you can hop and skip?
Well, it just doesn't
And
make
jump.
any sense. And that's the thing. Other keepers have worked it out, and so you'd think a keeper with the class of Leno would work it out
But
too.
it's just that, like, it's kind of that assumption that when they do the hop, that the keeper's going to, like,
Move.
start
Yeah.
before they land. But now keepers are like, okay,
I think
because they can't get as much power on it. So it's like, if I just wait,
if he didn't do it every single penalty, I think it still would work. But since he's done it every single one that he's taken, or at least the one that I've seen, the keepers just know now. It's like, well, I just don't need to move because he's just going to jump.
Yeah.
He does it every pen, and a good example is someone like Bruno Fernandes, who does the exact same build-up to a penalty, but he actually puts power into his shot. Wow. And he puts it above the keeper as well, not just along the ground.
I love Bruno's celebrations. I don't know what the fuck they mean, but he's just like,
Can I ask, the rule in terms of goalkeepers having to stay on the line at all times when a penalty is given, do you think that's fair?
yes,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's not fair if you can come out and cut the angle off, like come out 3 meters and cut that.
Yeah, but you know what's not fair? Having a player put a ball down so fucking close to the goal and giving them that amount of goal.
Yeah, but that's why it's a penalty.
Yeah, but I think it should be given. I think they're taking an advantage away from a goalkeeper when really goalkeepers are at a massive disadvantage when you've got a penalty.
Yeah, but that's the point of
I
a
think
penalty.
that's the idea. That's why I think
It's meant to be like a high conversion rate goal.
that's the.
It's almost as if that's why it's called a penalty, because there's a penalty on the team that conceded.
I think it's exactly the same as why you have a free throw. There's been a foul or something that stopped what should have been or probably was going to be a score. So that's why you go to the line
But
or you go to
penalties
the
aren't
spot.
always necessarily stopping a goal going into the back of the net.
But
Not necessarily, but
even like
that's why I
if a
think.
goalie wants to build up momentum, then they should stand like a meter behind the line and then like come out and then like bounce off the line instead of standing on the line. And I agree with you that I think the stepping off the line before the ball's kicked is a bit bullshit. I think
Yeah.
if you have 1 foot on the line, that's okay. So it means you can kind of
Yeah,
lunge
you've at least
out.
got direction.
You can
That
lunge
makes
out
sense.
and go somewhere, but I don't think there's anything wrong.
No,
with
yeah, the
penalties.
whole retaking a penalty because you jumped off like half a second before the ball actually left the spot is
maybe the
ridiculous.
infringements like could be looked at for a penalty, but I mean,
But I think in the overall scheme of things, like Kane was right, as a spectacle, that's what it's about. It's about spectacle and about money, and what makes all of those things happen is goals. You want more goals, and that's why
Drama,
something like
yeah.
something like a penalty is meant to be a higher conversion rate. As much as yes, you're probably right, it might not suit
But there's also
the keeper.
drama in a keeper fucking making a like you look at some of the best penalty saves you've seen, and a lot of them are from players that are nowhere near the line.
yeah, but keepers still make saves.
Mm.
They still make penalty saves.
Mm.
You know,
No, that's a good topic, though. It's a
agree
good
with you.
point.
If it was like 100%, like people scored every single time, but you still got to realise that.
think- yeah, there's a good balance.
There's a human still shooting the ball. Like they could spray it, they could kick it, hit it straight to the keeper. Like
It's like
You-
Ope.
yeah,
And that's probably why no one goes, we need to talk about this more, is because probably the conversion rate isn't, 99%. Like, not every
Well, I mean,
penalty's going in.
a lot of goalkeepers have come out. Most notably Peter Cech have come out and said that it's an absolutely ridiculous rule. So there's I think there's mixed emotions about it. So
It's definitely something that can be discussed.
I think I saw one, I can't remember which keeper it was, but they said, like, they should put a line in front of the goal line, and that's as far as the keeper can come out for a penalty.
yeah.
I reckon it will be something that they will look into for next season, because you can't really change it now, because you can't. It would sort of interrupt the rest of the
don't change rules during the season.
Yeah, no,
Well,
not
I think
during.
it
I
needs to
agree.
be-
I agree with you. I think it's a balance. I think 1 foot on the line when it's kicked.
I think that's fine.
I think that's fine. Both feet, I think that's a bit like bullshit. Because how can a keeper like build up any momentum?
Yeah,
to,
with
like,
two
dive
on
a
the
certain
line.
way?
Yeah.
That's why I like that. Keepers could be smarter, or if that's possible, to obviously start behind it, because you definitely got more of a chance exactly right, going at a 45-degree angle to try and block something instead of trying to turn 90 degrees to stop a ball. Like, your momentum's going the opposite direction is going to be much easier instead of it breaking your hand going the other way kind of thing.
Or you could even say that, all right, you keep that rule for a normal penalty because, as you said, it's a penalty that's probably meant to be converted because it was a goal. But when it comes to penalty shootouts, where you look at it being a massive disadvantage for goalkeepers.
You do what the MLS used to do.
Just run from the...
Person starts at halfway and they have to run in and beat the keeper.
And he's running in. Oh my God, what a PK.
What a PK from James Rodriguez. That is 1-0 in the PK shootout.
Isn't that like exactly like what they do in the NHL?
It's like ice hockey,
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Isn't that like their penalty kick? They start from the opposite end of the field, they weave up.
Those are sick though, like what they can do with a stick. They can hold it on the stick and like go around the keeper and flick it in.
Could be interesting for a penalty shootout, but it would take a bit more time waiting for the players to run from one end of the field to the other.
That's such a white fucking thing, man.
Well, I am white, so...
What's that?
Huh?
What's white?
My cock.
Alright,
I think that's the last of the fixtures. Sorry.
Oh, Aaron's hosting, apparently.
That's alright, continue.
We've got a co-host.
Well, what did you think about the game, Aiden?
Naughty.
I haven't watched it.
Oh! Aaron 2.0.
No, I woke up, saw the score, and was like, "No, I'm not going to watch that. I'm just going to leave it."
I mean, that's fair.
I somehow turned it off 30 minutes in and missed the rest of it. So,
wait, what are you talking about? Sorry,
you're still talking about your favourite team, mate.
What, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
it's nice for you to pay tribute to Arsenal's 3 goals by having it on your shirt.
That's really good.
That's going to be a good thumbnail. 3-1.
I tell you what, though, I'm really enjoying the fact that Chelsea always seem to have a 4 a.m. fixture, and B, waking up for all those 4 a.m. fixtures and watching us fucking lose every single game. This is what I don't think Lampard's a fraud, because he's clearly not.
No, it's just a joke.
No, I know it's a joke, but there's people out there, especially in the Chelsea community as well, that are saying Frank Lampard's a fraud, we need to get rid of him. But they were the people that were down on fucking both their knees, sucking his yakka, because we were on a 19 consecutive unbeaten
it's
streak.
Always you like, you know...
But I don't
casual
understand,
fans saying
right?
that crap.
The last 20 minutes of that game, we were crossing balls in, right, to Tammy Abraham to try and get some sort of aerial goal. And you've got one of the best aerial threats, probably in football, sitting on our bench. And he goes, I'm going to bring on Kai Havertz. Now, I personally would have brought on Giroud.
How does he not a guaranteed sub?
Giroud.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, Tammy Abraham played really well.
But at the same time, like the games you put him on, talking about like the oldest Champions League hat-trick not long ago.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a tough one. I don't really understand why he didn't bring him on. And then I was judging him for bringing on Hudson-Odoi for Werner at half-time, and Hudson-Odoi played really well, so I'm sorry, Callum.
But that's where it shows like a few small decisions make all the difference, because you got the missed penalty, and then you got that. Well, you said obviously 2 quite lucky goals, but one that was definitely quite lucky, but obviously it still ended up in the net. But even 2 incidences there, and you're 2-2, let alone a few other decisions.
But that's the thing. We lost to an Arsenal team who is just in absolute shambles, which is embarrassing.
There's no need to call Lampard a fraud when Arsenal get their first win.
But also, I think if you take 2 of those goals out of the concept, we probably would have been pretty comfortable with that game, but we just weren't, and we lost.
Yeah, you still, either way, you let 3 goals through, and you've pretty much shot yourself in the foot if you're letting 3 goals through. There's not many.
And I almost shot myself in the fucking head.
It happens.
Gentlemen, it's a pretty quick turnaround. It's already tomorrow morning. We've got more Premier League on the way. Another game week. Another fantasy. So much Premier League. It's just making me pretty rock hard, if I'm completely honest with you. Palace Leicester at 1:30am tomorrow morning. I'm smelling a Leicester victory there. A bit of Jamie Vardy.
It's at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace will win 1-0.
That big Selhurst crowd. Chelsea Villa. nervous.
That is nervous.
Very
Villa
nervous.
Villa looking very good with 10 men. You got to take on 11 of them.
Mings is
1-1.
out.
1-1.
Mings is not playing, so
Good call.
he is banned.
I'll tell you what, if we don't get a result against Villa,
You got to win.
we're mid-table
Do you
by
reckon,
the end of
1-1, I
by
reckon.
January.
Do you reckon,
I reckon-
Drew will start?
I don't
He
think he
deserves
will
it.
because
No.
doesn't deserve to because Tammy was really good against Arsenal.
You're going to have some mix-up, definitely, over tomorrow morning's
Yeah, I think
games,
so. I think
though.
we'll certainly have like Havertz starting over the
That's-
fraudulent Italian man.
That's what you think, though. Like, it's a 2-day turnaround, so do they start Giroud because they don't want to...
Possibly.
That's what I mean. It's not just going to be you. There's going to be a few teams that'll mix some things up with the quick turnaround, so it will be interesting who gets put on the park.
Oh, another game that's going to be nice and mixy is Everton City. Kane versus Bryce. Just the game. Are you both getting up to watch it?
I think I'm thinking I'll be up and about. I got work in the morning, so earlier start anyway. May as well get up and see
Early
that.
start at 11 a.m. for him.
Oh, that's
No, it's not. It's 9 till 2, believe it or not, this shit.
Big day.
It's a big
massive.
early start.
What's the shout, gentlemen?
2-0 City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think City are going to get up.
Yeah,
only because
little faith.
defensively we've been disgustingly good.
I really liked, we didn't touch on it before though, Sterling looked really good the other night too, so...
Sterling's never scored against United though, so
So he's shit.
he's therefore shit player.
I honestly think though, I think City will win, but I think
It's gonna be a good game.
It'll be 2-1.
Yeah, it could be good.
I can see like a Calvert-Lewin goal from like a corner or something because he's just too good in the air.
Yeah, but our players are so good in there. Like, Diaz has been disgustingly good.
Yeah, you've got a strong front line and Everton's back line has been a bit inconsistent.
That's why I think that
that's where it's
City
going
will
to
win.
be. It's
But,
going
like,
to be
have
some goals.
Aguero starting probably, which is like naughty. He hasn't started. I think he started one game this whole season. But when he came back from the second lot of injury, he looked really sharp. So I'm wondering if
Sergio.
yeah, he scores a goal or two.
Yeah, should be a good game. That's
But-
definitely the one to watch.
I reckon 2-0 Man City because they don't have Rodriguez, they don't have
We haven't had
Charleston,
Rodriguez.
they're not back till next year, so
We haven't had either of those players, and we've got some results recently, so
Bang!
cop that.
I mean, absolutely cop that.
Second on the table, so yeah. But City have obviously got a game in hand, so they've got a big chance this week to be
Massive game for us. If we get
Yeah.
that, I reckon the momentum starts.
just building.
I think Everton are just like a nothing team that needs to be moved out of the way. So
I hope they
good.
finish top 6. Everton.
I reckon they'll get Europa League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, yeah, I think Luke made the call at the start of the season. They deserve and should play well enough for European football. Like they've got to find a way to fit in there, but they've obviously got to play pretty well to knock out someone out of that.
in the league though for a reason.
I can't
They have
believe
Yeah,
played
no
well.
joke.
I can't believe Tottenham have dropped off the way they have. I think they're mid-table now.
they're fifth.
Fifth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think they've won in the last 4 games.
they've been like
I think you're thinking Chelsea.
yeah, same thing.
But that's-
London.
They've just been dropping like easy points.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where I said earlier, it's so close in that group easily, like a result or a draw just changes. A draw can be a loss at the moment with how close that through to 9th it really is. So
Between second and fourth, second and ninth, there's only 4 points between.
yeah, so you've got a
those teams,
game,
so it's very tight.
one loss and you're at mid-table,
Yeah.
which just shows you've got a lot of teams fighting for it. Liverpool seem to stay...
No, Liverpool
Step
Liverpool
ahead.
with that draw, they're within reaching distance. Really, they're still
That's the
not.
scary part, is like United, who have a game in hand and could be within, essentially if they win, be in touch of Liverpool, which is...
I
That is scary.
I just think their reason why they're there is the quality. Like their signings over the last year have been delicious.
United,
Fernandes is the best
Yeah.
player in the Premier League at the
yeah,
moment.
the diver himself.
Another big game, United Wolves. I think United get a result there. They're starting to look a little bit tasty.
Well, I just wonder when Ole's going to make the decision to start Cavani. If he starts Cavani from the start, I reckon they'll win games like 3 or 4.
But he can't look like a tactical genius if he doesn't bring him on till the 75th minute.
But I think the thing is, if every year United have had that kind of fall off in a certain period,
Dude.
How do they?
Dude,
you know,
Martial.
What stops them?
Martial was absolutely abysmal on the weekend. He was fucking disgusting. So, really,
he was bad that game.
he was bad. So I think you should bring on. I think Cavani should start.
I mean, Martial's been bad all season. Let's be honest.
He kind of started getting back into it, but it was poor on the weekend.
That's the thing.
Looking at United's fixtures, their drop-off could happen end of February, because they've got some not massively tough games, but they got Chelsea, then they got City, then they got West Ham, then Crystal Palace, then Brighton, then Tottenham.
That's why.
So they could definitely drop some points in that period.
That's why City's next 2 games are huge, though. If we can beat Everton and Chelsea, then it's like that's big. For
Yeah,
momentum.
you'll probably have a run of a couple of games
That's
after
why
that, I'd assume.
I would still say City are the biggest threats going into it to Liverpool at the moment at the top.
I think there's only 2 teams in the hunt, and that's Liverpool and City. I think.
over the course of the whole season.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I think because looking at United's depth on the bench, though, I was like, shit.
It's the thing, you can only put 11 players on the park, and they've been just like... they've just been... I don't... As you said, and I think we've talked about, like, they're still not that team that you go, I'm scared, I'm playing United this week. They're still like, which United team am I going to have this week? I'm going to roll them, or am I going to be having a tough week?
I mean, away from home you would be, because they're undefeated away. At home, though, you'd go there and go, we can fucking...
We can win.
Like, they've
win
just
this.
got like Leicester draw and Tottenham draw. Like, they haven't been convincing against those teams. If you're going to win
Yeah.
the league, you've got to beat those teams. You've got to find a way. Like, they should have... If they're going to be someone who wins the league, you've got to find a way to beat Leicester on the weekend.
Yeah.
That was one, like, they probably should have won.
Gentlemen, fantasy.
Oh.
It's been brewing up. I tell you what, Hughesy sits top of the table at the moment. A massive loss this week.
Easy!
You know what? You know what fucks me off about it?
There we go.
He plays people right. He always has a mid-range score, but he always happens to be playing someone on a shit week.
So you're saying there's a bit of luck in there?
If I speak, I am in trouble.
He knows there's a bit of luck in there.
How could it be a bit
However-
of luck if I'm 6 points clear?
However, fair play.
Yeah.
You
I will-
can't bash someone.
Like we've been talking about, you got to get the results.
Well, it's just the same as last week. I did get lucky that I was playing Mariah, because there was only 2 people that I could have possibly beaten from last week, and that was Mariah and Tom. And I happened to be playing one of them. And then this week, everybody's just had an absolute shitter. So, like, there
I
was...
did 3 decisions cost me. Suchek on the bench, I captained the wrong player, and then fucking Sice.
I got good because Tyson decided to play McCarthy over Martinez, which in hindsight it's silly in hindsight, but you could look at it, you go, Southampton realistically should have maybe beaten Fulham and kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And big Neto actually doing something despite some people saying that he's not worth going into a team.
I don't think he is.
Oh
That's
dear
right.
me. 2 games
what.
clear now on top of the table, Cameron Hughes.
That's why
Ferran Torres, though, was getting me some points.
Really? Oh, I like
He's very underrated. I feel
He's
like.
been played at striker for City, but he comes up as a midfielder in this.
Does he?
Yeah.
So he got me 8 points this week.
And he might start. I reckon he might start over Aguero.
I think Aguero's going to start.
Good chats, that.
No, I think because Aguero came off the bench, I think that he got through the game fine, so I think he'll start against Everton. I think Torres will probably start I reckon Torres on a wing, Sterling on a wing, Aguero up top.
Was Torres starting the other night?
Yeah, on the striker.
Yeah, so it'll probably swap out.
Yeah.
You'd
So I
swap it
reckon
out
Torres
for this
will go on
game.
the wing and Mahrez can fuck off. Basically. COVID.
Ooh.
Big
Yeah.
walk,
So
big walk
Walker-
for COVID as well.
Walker got COVID as well, yeah.
Who's everybody playing this week in fantasy?
I've got Tom.
Eat my
Bottom
ass.
of the ladder.
I've
So
got
Tom's-
you, Cameron.
Yes.
Tom's had 2 wins at the moment, so I tell you what, if I don't get the victory
There's
there,
a bit of a gap in the fantasy.
There
you go
is.
from 7-7, and then you got 18 and 19, and it just goes up to 25. So I feel like it's like 1st to 6th really that are sort of really going for it, and then everyone else has just probably forgot about it by now.
Because I've got Aaron next, and then the week after, I've got Emily. So I've still got some hard fixtures ahead of me. But if I can just keep picking up those points, and Kane and Luke realistically dropping them, Because when do those two big boys play each other?
Well, that's the thing. Aiden could do a massive solid this week and beat
So if I beat Aiden, then I get the easy run. I get Sam, Tom, and Mariah. all back to back.
Oh dear, that's a good run.
That's why I'm kind of happy that I've got the 6 points now.
See, I've got Tom, Aiden, Mariah, and then Tyson. So I've got some decent.
You got some
shouts
decent ones
in
coming
there.
up. Has anybody had to do the minuses yet?
No.
Nope. I don't think I'll be hitting any minuses this week.
Me
I
neither.
think I might be saving it.
I'm good.
Well, that's probably the best week to hit a minus because Tom's team is fucking shit.
I made a big call with my free transfer, so we'll
What's your
see.
big call?
Oh, I don't want to say. I'll let you know.
Who
after
are you
the
playing
game.
against?
Playing Aaron.
Oh, we'll hear about that in the New Year's cast. Probably.
Why did you decide to do -8 this week, Aaron?
Well,
Was it to get
I took
Salah
it-
in your team?
No, I did that immediately after he had played, and then of course Chilwell had possibility of not playing, so I was like, "What do I do? Do I risk it?" Because it said 50% and it said the same for James. I'm like, "Oh no!" What? I took a chance, and then
I was pretty shocked to see them on the starting.
Yeah, I
lineup,
was actually very upset with that, and then I think my last.
I'm upset. 50,000 on my head. That's disrespect.
Who was my other? I think I did a third one.
You
yeah,
did.
I took out. I took out Wilson for Bamford.
Mr. Wilson.
That was a good shout, bringing Bamford
Yeah,
in.
I was happy with that. But
You almost
yeah.
beat me.
Almost.
I think even if I didn't change Chilwell for Zuma, I was still lost.
Yeah.
Who's everybody going to be captaining this week? Is the question.
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Oh,
I'll shout my captain because Tom's not listening.
Hi, Tom.
I reckon Harry Kane at home against Fulham.
You know what, Luke? I'm not a bitch either, so I'll do mine. It's Harry Kane.
What's yours, bitch?
I've gone for a bit of a controversial one.
we've gone from no comment across the table to
I've gone for Patrick Bamford as my captain this week.
Who are they playing? They're playing
West
West
Brom.
Brom.
Who are you going for?
And he's on penalties now as well,
Like,
Bamford.
who are they playing?
West Brom.
Okay. Mine is
My longest Salah ever. Aaron, who are you captaining?
Look at that audacity.
I haven't actually decided, but I'm either going to pick Bamford, Kane, or Salah.
McCarthy.
So who?
Salah, Kane, or Bamford.
That's
I
my
can't.
choices.
I haven't decided yet.
so we just
Salah to
named
blank
everyone
again.
else's captain.
Off sex.
But I've already made my transfer, so
Who was your transfer for the week?
I took out Maguire,
For who?
Eric Dyer.
Maguire for
Maguire for
Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer. It's pulling up
Eric
his
Dyer.
footy.
Dyer starting for Tottenham?
Yeah, he's played every minute.
Really?
Yeah,
Is he? He's not really someone that'll get you points, though.
Is he a midfielder or a defender?
he's a defender.
That's a straight swab, and they've been pretty good
It
for low
literally is a
scoring.
straight shot
Yeah.
because they're just two slapheads.
Too fucking trash. English frauds.
I'm up six.
So yeah, anyway, that's a good shout. Cameron,
Yes.
I know you want to talk a bit about your boys. Cardiff City.
City.
What's happening down in Cardiff land
We're just fucking shit.
in Wales?
We're
Why?
fucking
Talk
shit.
to me, what's going on? Is it because of those 2 offside
He
goals?
lost
Yeah.
to Brentford.
To be fair,
I mean, Brentford are a good team.
Brentford are a good team.
Well, yeah, they beat Newcastle into the semi-final. Carabao.
Cup, which is a Thai energy drink company. And when I was in England, I tried to buy one, and it was fucking £6 for a can. Alright, move on.
Alright, that's cool. How are you buying them in England? Like
The only positive out of that game is fucking Will Vokes putting it into the goal from 70 metres out.
Yeah, that was good. I saw that. That was brilliant.
That's legitimately
It's like me at
it.
the park.
A little bit of a surprise loss. Watford beating Norwich. That's
Watford still
better.
have like a Prem quality.
Watford
side.
still have it in, but I honestly would have picked Norwich to win that one.
Did they
what
sack their manager the other day, Watford?
I fucking no clue. Probably
Watford would never sack a manager prematurely.
You know, they're 5th in the Championship,
Hog. Dini!
and they sacked their manager.
Don't
because
scratch
apparently
your
it's
eyes!
Not good enough.
Fucking Swansea on the tear. Andre, are you too fucking good?
You must be stoked. They're in with the chance to get promoted, mate.
Mate, I'll be honest with you, Andre Ayew is way too good to be in the Championship.
But he's not good enough to be in the Prem. He's one of those strikers.
I think he's good enough for like a lower end Prem team.
He's like Dwight Gale. Too good for the Championship, but shit in the Prem.
Dwight Gale's just shit.
Until he scores like 30 goals a season in the Championship.
Is Deeney still at Watford?
I believe so.
Pretty sure he is, yeah.
Fucking, I can't stand it.
Well, I think City.
What's wrong with Deeney?
I think City are going to try and sign him in the January transfer window.
City?
Yeah.
No, they're
They'd
not.
get another number 9 in.
Yeah, Troy Deeney's still at Watford.
Is that a joke?
Yes.
I was going to say.
I mean,
Fucking hell.
he's better than Aguero.
Can't be as bad as Wilfred Bonny, mate. I'm telling you.
Score some goals with Man City.
Big old wow.
Update on Nottingham Forest. Still 20th.
That's so disappointing. Nottingham
It's not.
should have been in the playoffs last year.
No, they shouldn't have.
They should have.
I mean, look, you can argue all you want, but when you go, we just can't lose by more than 3 goals, and the other team can't win more than 3, and then they concede 4. Kind of don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
8 inch bigger.
Oof.
That is my type.
It's my type!
Can we have a quick Warsaw check as well?
Of course. What's happening in Warsaw?
We're 9th.
In
League 2.
League 2. I thought you were in League 1.
No,
Oh.
League 2. We've got a little bit extra.
Have you played Newport County yet?
I don't know. You think I really pay that much attention?
surely Marzu to do a career mode where you take Warsaw up to
I actually
Premier
played
League.
Football Manager,
Oh, hello.
so
Can we get a Chesterfield check?
Kylian Mbappe to sign for...
You have played
Chesterfield
Newport
check?
and you drew
Chesterfield?
1-1.
Yep. Chesterfield are 18th in the National League.
Oh, what about Sunderland? Where are they at the moment?
Mediocrity.
Sunderland.
Still crying on
I don't even know. They must be in League 1.
Super Adam Johnson. Super Adam. Then 11th in League 1.
Gee whiz, is that the greatest
It's pretty,
decline of
no,
all
but it's
time?
pretty close, like between in that area.
I mean, fuck, Hull played fucking Premier
So
League.
Sunderland have lost the
lead.
least amount of games in the division, but because they draw. Well, they got tons of games in hand though.
Lincoln.
Oh, you know what? Portsmouth need to make its way back into the Premier League.
Pompey.
What a team that was.
Yeah.
Robbed Cardiff of an FA Cup in 2000.
What about the Serie A?
The cereal A.
The Serie A.
The Nutrigrain.
Serie A.
I believe it's called Serie A.
Isn't it called Calcio? No, it's
Calcio, BTEC League, Domino, Uber Eats League 1,
yeah.
Domino's League 2.
Ligue 1.
Big result was Fiorentina deciding to win a game, and it was against Juventus. And it was
Frank
3-0.
It's because Ramsey got taken off halfway through.
Pirlo has to be in a bit of
Juventus'
strife. right?
Pirlo the fraud.
Yes.
Let's talk about that's a proper.
Just because you're a good player doesn't mean
They
you're
were
a good
down to
manager.
10 as well, but Fiorentina did like proper spank.
I
them,
saw
though,
that
too.
because I saw Ramsey got taken off, and I was like, "What the
Yeah.
hell? They're taking Ramsey off?" And then I saw that was it? Wasn't Quadrado? It was.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Quadrado? He was playing.
Yeah,
right wing
Quadrado.
back? Yeah, he got.
Changed to red. VAR activated. Red gets him off.
Bring Danilo on.
So, yeah, that was a big result, I think. I think the Milans are the teams to beat. Like, Juventus have actually been really knocked down a peg and then been a bit up and down.
I think that was their first loss this season.
Yeah,
It was.
looking at
Because I think
Juventus's results, though, they've been very inconsistent with the amount of
6
draws that they're getting.
Yeah. 6 draws is equal most in the league.
Damn.
So, that's pretty rough. So
Milan's
Milan...
still unbeaten.
They are.
Yeah.
Milan, I think I saw the start. They're now the only team unbeaten in the 5 big leagues.
Yeah.
So they haven't had Ibrahimovic the last few games, and they have still been pulling results, including I think it was 92nd minute winner the other day. So
against Lazio.
I can't say.
Lazio, good old Lazio.
I can't say that.
Laszlo.
I can't say that 2 or 3 years ago I saw this coming
No.
No.
from AC Milan. They
They were in
Yeah,
disarray.
they've
they're in
come out
absolute
of nowhere.
disarray.
They were in disarray 12 months ago. Like they weren't even up and about 12 months ago.
Anyway,
Even the manager.
Well, they've still gone up to first. Even if you like last season, they were mid-table.
they take
They were
I reckon they take
mid-table.
Champions League football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but get back into the Champions League.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
100%.
if you're in first position now, you have to
I think
finish top 4.
When you've got 9 points on 5th, I mean 5th's got a game in hand, but still you're like 6 points in front.
I know you just see
Napoli inconsistent, so that 5th you can
capitulating and Juventus coming up and going, Mamma mia.
Probably.
That's what happens when you get rid of Sarri.
Problem is he got Zlatan though, and he tends to keep them consistent.
But then the other one that's obviously now on their tail, they've now had, I think it's 3 or 4 on the trot into. They're now only 1 point behind, and they were just short last year of winning the league as well. So that's why it's really a 2-horse race at the moment.
I've been seeing like fans criticise Antonio Conte, saying they want him out, but it's like you're 1 point behind first.
Inter have been good.
They've had some.
They're Italians.
They've had some.
That's all they fucking do.
I think it's been the Europa League. I think it was that they've been a bit inconsistent.
I mean, who gives a fuck with the Europa League?
No, they got.
No, Inter were the Champions League.
They got knocked out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They got knocked out of that group of death. So they were very average in that in Champions, but they've been really pretty solid in Serie A. So there's some good competition there. Roma somehow in 3rd, so I'll take that for now. But we've had some inconsistent results, so that's why I still think it's a 2-horse race.
I think realistically, if you're top 3 to 4 at this point of the season, even though it's not exactly halfway, you should be thinking to yourself, we should be pulling results out here to like win us the league.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah, there's definitely, and that's the thing. Like Napoli have been pretty solid, but still some inconsistency, and at the same. Obviously, right next to them in 6, you've got Juventus, so you can't really count out most of that top 6 to 8. But yeah, definitely the Milans are 1 step ahead, I think. But my result, I was going to say, on Roma, like to 4-1 against Atalanta, was not very good. We obviously came back and beat Cagliari, if we want to try and get Italian on them, but like. We kill the teams that we should kill, and then we just can't get results against the top sides. Which is like,
what the fuck?
Just our usual once fart through the cast.
It seems like apparently like there's some inconsistent results. Like
yeah.
Some teams you expect to beat other teams, but then it just doesn't work that way.
Well, the one I think I've already mentioned this, but I feel like Roma's just like United. There's can't beat the top lot, but seem to beat the teams they should beat.
Kane wearing his PSG jacket, acting like he's going to be in the Thiago Silva music video.
I look like a player on the bench, you know. Put me on, coach.
All right, our next topic, very exciting. There's a whole whiteboard devoted to it.
There's a whole whiteboard. There is. Bryce had 5 minutes to prepare some stuff.
It's the National Buddhism Association.
And by that we mean NBA.
What's happened in the NBA over the last...
Harden whores his worth. Why is he a whore?
He did whore his worth at the strip club a week ago, and somehow he's rocked up against Portland.
Come on, girl. I want to see your... Oh, I'm going to pee.
Fair. We'll go through the results and everything. Bleacher Report posted their predictions for this upcoming NBA season. I'll read them to you, Bryce, and you can tell me just how much you agree with them.
How much we agree. Okay, we can go with that.
I gotta try and find it now.
Well, you find that, and I'm going to touch on a couple of things.
Yeah.
So first thing I wanted to touch on was something we didn't get to in the last cast, which is we had a couple of teams to watch. So first one was Atlanta in the East. So Trae Young, now it's either 3rd or 4th year he's up to, so he's starting to really hit his stride and probably really push for really MVP contention if his team is up and about. And they've started off 2-0. Couple of their pickups haven't been great, but they've really filled out their team. So Bogdanovic essentially got snatched from Milwaukee's hand with a failed trade.
That was a very weird circumstance.
I didn't hear the circumstance.
So Milwaukee pretty much just said, "Oh yeah, we've done a sign and trade with." He was at the Kings, wasn't he?
Yeah, Kings. Yeah,
and then the Kings even said, "Oh yeah, that's happening." And then 2 days later, Bogdan came out and was just like, "Oh, I haven't signed a contract with the Kings to do this. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, and so it just disappeared.
And he's just gone, you know what, Atlanta? Give me that fat contract.
And they've really filled out. So obviously Capella and Gallinari, I think, really add. I think that's brilliant.
Gallinari's a big pickup for them.
Yeah, really fills out the small forward along with Bogdan. But then you got Capella, and we'll touch on as well in a sec. It's like Wood to Harden. That's a good sentence. But like Wood to Harden at Houston, Capella with Young is just such a dynamic duo, I think. Capella is... he was almost all-star at one point for us, and now he's going to have Trae Young with him. I think that's brilliant. But Young's led them to start off with 2-0 start. He's set just a ridiculous shooting percentage against Chicago. So he had 10 from 12 shooting is just insane to pick up 37 points. So, yeah, he's off to a really good start. If he can keep leading them the way he's just been building to, they're going to be really good to watch. And then the one in the West, the Suns, 2-1 to start with. Big result against Dallas to start off with. But CP3, massive pickup to help run the ball. Doesn't put the pressure on Booker as much.
Shout out my boy Devin, he's banging that girl Kendall.
He's but
It's passed more around the NBA more than the ball.
he does.
To be fair, the Kendall Jenner all-first team is fucking insane.
It's a great team. She's been around the place, she has.
Nothing wrong with that, Kendall.
I'm Kendall Jenner. I got a vagina.
But like Chris Paul's massive for them because I think there was a lot of pressure in Phoenix for Devin Booker. Right, you're maturing now, you're getting better. We need you to run the ball. We need you to be the point guard. And now Chris Paul takes that off of them. And they re-signed Dario Saric as well. So they're looking really good, 2-1. Then we've got a few other big stats. And Luke's loving a good distraction. Warriors disappointing. Warriors disappointing to start with, 1-2. They finally got a result today. So Damian Lee had a big game winner against Chicago, but I think they're going to be really disappointing this year. Kelly Oubre, I saw the stat today. He is 0 for 33 shooting, Kelly Oubre, minus his couple of dunks that he's made. So other than that, he has been very average, and he's meant to be the replacement for Thompson. So I can't see Warriors making 8. They're going to be playing for a lottery pick again, I think. But Curry made 2,500 threes he hit today, so...
For the season?
For the season, yeah, it's insane.
Chef Curry.
Unbelievable. Woo!
Look at Curry, man. So
Jeff Harvey's just like...
105 in a row at practice the other day, but he's hit 2,500 for his career, so that's...
105 in a row.
Yeah, did you see that video?
I think Flight's got the record, 170.
Oh, yeah, of course he does. But yeah, Curry's on in the third play now to do that, so that's brilliant. I think it shows how great he is.
Have you seen the video of that guy who gets the most consecutive 3 throws in a row? And then he goes on that NBA show and they can't even hit one.
So yeah, Warriors I think are going to be disappointing. I think there's a lot of excitement around them bringing people back. Obviously, Klay Thompson going down before season start was really disappointing. I think with him they could have been a bit more exciting. Wiseman been really good, I think.
Wiseman been pretty decent. He was a good picker for them. He's the right one.
Wise man, just trying to have some fun.
I think they would have been foolish to have gone for
It's not
Anthony
me.
Edwards.
It's not.
If he dropped that far, I mean, he would have dropped one place. And LaMelo,
LaMelo very so far.
Charlotte,
Slow.
go. Let's take LaMelo Ball and just not start him.
But he's been
Very
I
smart.
think you got to ease him into it, especially if you've got Rozier there. Because
You say quiet, but that second game he played, he actually did really well.
He's done solid, but he's just like, but compared to the players they've now got running at the start, like Charlotte, you've got like Rozier's been great to start with.
Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte, they've done well.
They could be good. Like if Gordon Hayward plays like all-star level, he was pretty solid for Boston last season, and he's looking okay to start. But Terry Rozier playing out of his skin, huge game against Cleveland that they didn't get a result out of. But like if they can get that consistency, they could be quite good. Considering I wouldn't have had them anywhere near the top 8 to start the season. But he had 10 of 16 from 3 to make 42 the other day, which is just unbelievable.
China.
No,
we're not doing it. You did one before. We're not doing
Fucking
it.
Timber.
We're not. You just said it before. We're not doing it.
We'll get to Wood and Harden, all right? We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Fucking bullshit, man.
Gonzaga.
Wizards really disappointing. I don't want to touch on Westbrook other than the stat.
Delicious.
He's been delicious, but
Maybe
Wizards are disgusting.
Just
so
maybe
let's not even...
Harden was the problem.
Mate, if we're going there, let's talk about that game against Portland. Did you watch it?
I watched bits and pieces of it. We were shit.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's great for you because you had your second string with Harden and you've almost managed to beat us.
We had nobody. I looked at my team and I was like, I don't know any of you. We had...
That's plastic.
That is very plastic. We had a whole lot of second-run players, but we had half our team out because all of them wanted to get a haircut in the same room. And then Kenyon Martin Jr. decided, I have COVID. So everyone's not playing, which is great.
COVID's not a decision, all right? You're born with it.
But no Eric Gordon, no John Wall, no DeMarcus Cousins, and we almost beat you.
No Yao Ming.
True, that's correct.
Factually, you are right.
And we almost beat you. And I think Harden really proved his worth and as a reminder of why you need to put the dollars, or if you're going to get rid of him,
Why you need a big...
you need something
big
back.
amount.
Like, his game the other day was unbelievable. As much as he turned it over to finish, I think that was more on PJ Tucker, who decided to...
Yeah, looking at the last shot that McCollum got, there was just poor defending on McCollum. They should have had a player on him.
Yeah, poor defending, but then we had we had a great chance to get another score. Defense has collapsed. The dish out, PJ Tucker... No, he decides to cut instead of having the open three. So that's all right. I wasn't disrespectful to you while we were talking about the Premier League, but that's fine. You continue to mock me.
How?
What? I wasn't mocking you at all.
Oh, Aaron loves the nipple rub, even though he's losing his hair slowly.
That was just out of nowhere.
I actually like NBA. I was actually listening. I was just trying to get these.
What are your thoughts on the NBA so far, Aaron?
If PJ Tucker's been playing well, how's LJ Hooker been?
Terry White.
Please continue.
Thank you.
No.
So McCollum, essentially came out the better one on top out of that game the other day. I think career high 9 threes. He essentially carried them in the second half. But yeah, Harden proved his worth. 44 points and 17 assists was unbelievable. And Wood, 31 points, 13 rebounds. Unbelievable, great pickup. But frustrating for me is that we've essentially gone from in 2 seasons and done a backflip on what we had with Capella. We went, we're going to play small ball. We got rid of Capella, who's essentially Christian Wood. I feel like Christian Wood can now shoot as well, which I think is what sets him apart. But just so frustrating that we got rid of Capella and essentially reset our team, and now we've essentially re-picked him up as a second-run player to Harden. It's just really annoying. But anyway, that'll be something will work out.
What about Lal?
Los Angeles Lakers, man.
The Clippers
Lakers
won on opening night. That means that the Clippers are a better team than the Lakers. Ask Skip Bayless.
The Clippers are just so good. They set the franchise record for the biggest loss today against Dallas. So, yeah, they don't tickle my fancy still. I think Lakers have still got it on them. But, like, seriously, how do you lose by 51?
Can I just say...
You score 51 less points.
Thanks for that.
Kawhi goes, hey, with 3 games into the season, load management time.
No joke. But look...
He copped a
I know, you got a fucking elbow.
He copped a big load, and he's put 8 stitches in the mouth, so we'll let him go on that.
Paul George also goes, you know what? I've done my one good game for the season. Let me just fucking waste my money away again.
But this was his chance today to prove himself and go, I'm going to lead my team. And he was, not to be seen.
I saw this morning. It said only 4 Clippers scored in the first half.
Yep.
It was 77-27 at half time. The largest
50 at half.
50 at half, the largest in history. Down by 47 points heading into the fourth.
Ridiculous.
Clippers shot 12.1% from the 3-point line. And Paul George scored 0 from 6 3-pointers with 4 turnovers.
They were
that
awful.
Was bad. That was
like it was just a big showing of, like, it wasn't even Dallas playing really that well. As much as putting up 124 points is great, to only put up 73 and you put up 27 and a half. That's shocking. Like, that's awful. If you're going to win a championship, you can't be doing that on any night of the year, no matter who you're playing. But yeah, Lakers had a hangover to start with against the Clippers, as we said. So Clippers are not too bad, but look, Lakers 2-1 to start. I still can't see them really having any gaps to sort of losing at the moment.
How long is Leonard been rolled out for? Do they know? Or
I'm not sure, to be honest. Stitches put it. I didn't even know he was ruled out, so we'll have to see on that because I don't.
I can't see it being too long. It was a nasty little elbow, but like, it's not going to be.
It's probably more concussion, I think, at this point.
He'll be back by next week.
I think Cameron got up straight away after he got elbowed.
Yeah, I did actually. Big elbow to the nose.
But yeah, Lakers' big Christmas Day game against Dallas, and Harrell and Schroeder showed their worth. So yeah, I think they're still the team to beat, and they destroyed Minnesota today, who were undermanned without the big Carl Anthony. But
he's not alive anymore, the big Carl. He said so himself. He's just a body.
But hot runners right behind him. As much as they lost today,
Bookin.
The Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets.
He's back.
Yes.
Luke doesn't even know that one.
Kevin Durant's back.
He's back. He's back.
Is it true that? Well, I know it probably is true. LeBron, his son can sign in 2 years can sign a professional contract, which means LeBron James could possibly play NBA with his own son.
Big opportunity. Yes.
I think that's if the biggest goal he wants to do before.
If they change, they need to change the ruling though.
I think what was the ruling?
You can't enter the league until you're over the age of. You got to be like 1 year removed from high school.
Yeah.
So you can't be 18 and join the league.
So it'd be another year. I think LeBron needs another contract because he's got a 2-year one. Well, at the moment, that's why he's it to the year he finishes high school, but not.
I think that's why he's done the 2-year one, because then whatever team that his son would get drafted to, he's probably going to go, well, I'll just sign like the minimum amount with that team to be able to play with him.
But from what I heard, LeBron said something on the lines of, "I'll play for your team if you sign my son." Which would be pretty massive, wouldn't it? Even in 3 years' time, when he's probably not the best.
He'd probably still be the best, honestly. Not on LeBron. You don't spend that amount of money on your body a year and go.
I heard $1 million the other day just on massaging.
$1 million
or like treatment.
Physio.
Yeah,
I think it's
things.
like it's over $2 million like in total on everything for him. So that's like chef training, massaging, and everything.
That's why he's the best, though.
I mean, he'd probably need 3 hands at a time to massage his huge feet.
It's probably the same as Cristiano Ronaldo, like his shape as well. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you got the money. You're going to spend it on looking after yourself to make yourself the best player. But
and it's going to make more money. So.
But like they're set, LA, and that's the scary thing too. Like Anthony Davis is now sticking around, so even if LeBron finishes up, Anthony Davis can lead that team, and if they pick up their son somehow,
they'd find a way. They'd end up going like, oh yeah, cool, we'll just fucking send Kuzma and everything else that we've got to your team, or take the number 1 pick for Big Bronny.
Yeah, no,
that's
joke.
Even if you'd go number 1, because you have to compete with like Mikey and everything as well.
Yeah, but yeah, Brooklyn, I've got to talk about. Kevin Durant just looks automatic. It's insane.
KD.
The
KD of 26.
Easy money sniper, check my KD. Ball like KD.
26.7 per game so far, and Kyrie's got 29 per game. They've been hot. Like, they have been absolutely unstoppable.
Brooklyn.
It's good to
so hard right
so
now.
hard. So hard. Massive. Best team I've ever seen. No one better.
They look really good, and they look really hard to stop. So, if they can, it's all on if they can stay healthy. But you've got a couple of players who could even run for MVP the way they're playing.
Who would you say is your favourite at the moment
It's got to be the Celtics.
Yes, the Celtics. Jason Tatum.
The Celtics that got destroyed by Brooklyn.
Celtics are looking good, but I think Rangers are just massively on top with Gerrard.
Who do I think's going to win MVP or win it all?
The title?
I think it's
still Lakers.
New York Knicks for me.
What do you think, Aiden, on the Knicks?
You beat Milwaukee. You got to be happy with that
today, mate.
Got to win.
Oh!
You just realised.
He's just realised.
Nah, check the stats like 5 minutes ago.
I tell you what though, like the fact that Durant's been out for a season and he comes back and plays like he hasn't been gone at all.
Unbelievable.
He seems like he's really been pushing himself to get back to top shape.
The Hornets beat the Beacons.
The Hornets.
Yeah, they did.
The Hornets.
So that's that's what I mean. Charlotte are up and about a bit. They did manage to beat Brooklyn. Charlotte.
There's only 5 teams left that haven't lost.
There's only a few. So
There's Magic, Cavaliers, Pacers,
So disrespectful.
Cavaliers could start.
Hawks, and Thunder, who have only played
Wait,
one
Hawthorn.
game.
Hawthorn aren't playing.
Feel the thunder.
But yeah, it's been a hot start. It's been really good to watch. But yeah, Brooklyn definitely up and about. I still think the Lakers are the favourite to win it all.
Yeah.
But we've got some interesting, I think, hot runners for MVP that we didn't see coming. Rozier is a big chance for probably most improved to start off with.
He needs to keep that going for the entire season, though.
Yeah,
it's all
no
good for him to
joke.
have.
Hey, Bryce.
Well,
What's popping in that peppermint pussy, you little snow hoe?
Let's not.
let's not.
Let's
No.
And the only way to stay warm is to ride
Anyway,
Daddy's Christmas.
So, Bryce, as I was saying before, Bleacher Report and
Yeah,
released some stuff.
Daddy's
yeah.
hard candy cane.
So, I'll read them to you, and you can tell me how much that you agree
or disagree.
or disagree with the
We
statement.
can do that.
Keen for Daddy
So,
calls
first
and say
one.
ridiculous.
Nikola Jokic will have a better season than Anthony Davis.
Absolutely.
Not. Djokovic? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Jokic not at all.
That's a no. Look, as an individual, look. Now listen here.
China.
I think it is as an individual. Like he will have an individual season better than Anthony Davis.
I think as an individual, he could. If Denver play well enough, he could, especially with Jamal Murray inconsistent to start. Jokic can definitely play an individual better season than Anthony Davis. Will his team be better? No. And that's why I think credit will go to Anthony Davis as the better team.
Next one. James Harden will be traded to the Pelicans.
No, he will not.
Oh.
He's not even on the options.
Why is that?
He's opened up to, I think it's your mob,
It's
Portland.
Portland. You know why? Because if you Google best strip clubs in America, Portland's on there.
So you've got that, or I think he also opened up I think it was the Celtics, or it was someone else as well who's opened up options too, but I can't see a trade happening, at least to Portland anyway, because that would require McCollum or Lillard going, and that's not going to happen.
I'm just going to skip that one because it's kind of obvious. Kawhi Leonard will go hard in the regular season. Yeah.
That doesn't say anything. Yeah.
Kyrie and KD will coexist. I think that they've shown so far that they can.
They're unbelievable to start with. They're both happy to take a moment to watch the other guy drain a shot, so they're pairing well together.
Kyrie Irving has a teammate who can contribute like he does, that's on his level.
Yeah, no joke. He did play with LeBron, and that pisses me off that he said the comments about LeBron that he did. But they have played really well to start, the two of them.
What did he say again?
He said that when he was on Kevin Durant's podcast, I'm happy that I finally played with a player that I'm confident that can take the last shot.
Yeah,
Despite
and
LeBron having one of the I think he's got the most buzzer beaters in regular season.
And I think I can't do this, man. But anyway, there's also fuck's sake. I think he also made some comment about I don't think he's played with a player of the same caliber, which is just so annoying because LeBron probably could go down as one of the best ever, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's nothing against KD. But at the same time, Anyway, Kyrie believes in flat Earth and also spread some fucking sage to get rid of his Celtics vibes, so that was a bit strange.
The Bucks will win the East.
They will win the East and capitulate in the playoffs.
The new look Lakers will be even better than before.
Yes, I think they've proven that so far. Harrell and Schroeder are like bigger add-ons. I can't believe it, but so far they look better.
Harold and Schroeder.
And the last one, which I don't even think that I will agree with yet. Damian Lillard will win MVP.
Oh my god.
That's a stretch. He's had some good games, and every other season he's been competing. I think there's been several seasons he could have definitely competed for MVP.
He's definitely been robbed of at least a placement.
Yeah,
MVP voting the past couple of years.
Definitely. if we talk about robbery, I think Anthony Davis is the biggest one that we have playing who doesn't have an MVP. But anyway, but yeah, I can't see him getting MVP. But for runners on that, KD's, I think, put himself in contention.
I think KD might win it this year if he continues to play the way that he has.
Yeah, big chance. I can't see Giannis doing again, and I think I think voters will get fatigue on voting for him.
Yeah.
But if Westbrook stays healthy and he's going to play with a crap team, similar to when he played for the Thunder a few years ago, you never know.
And you can't go past the big LeBron. He's always got to be up there.
Nah, I think that could be a very big shout that he finally gets another MVP that he deserves as well. So we'll have to see on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Well, has anybody else got anything to add for the basketball, or are we done putting Kane and Luke to sleep now?
Yeah, have you finished playing your hangman and putting...
Hello. Good, thank you. How are you? Alright, no worries. I'll get on top of it as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our sponsor, 4pm Chocolates.
Oh.
Why the fuck haven't you mentioned us yet, they said. Aiden, how's business going for 4pm Chocolates?
It's going good.
Thank you so much for your input. 4pm Chocolates, you can find them on Instagram, as is per the norm.
Did you say 4pm chocolates?
Oh, hello. We've got a flavour here. What have we got?
Christmas twinkle.
Oh, what are we getting? A little bit of a Christmas twinkle.
A little bit of the popping candy.
Ooh, that's exciting.
This is
in the mouth.
Become an ASMR podcast.
4pm Chocolates, you can find them on Instagram. And of course, make sure to go on and support a South Australian business. Very exciting times.
And remember,
4pm Chocolates.
Code Shedcast for absolutely nothing off.
Absolutely. Now, let's get to the cricket. India are trash. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Except in this test match that currently is going on, where they're going to win it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. Now, the best part of the night. Hangman. Luke's big 5 questions. Let's polish off the night. Let's wake everyone back up.
Is all over for all.
With a bit of
Oh, God,
delicious 5 questions from Luke. Gentlemen, are we ready?
Yep.
I'm born ready.
China.
It is proposed that there will be an induction of a FIFA-backed Super European League. The teams with the likes of Barcelona have indicated that they would be interested in joining. Would you be interested in this league, or do you support the normal football stance that we have?
It's retarded.
Retarded?
Yeah.
There's already enough competitions as there is.
It's good.
It doesn't need
Domestic
to-
leagues are good, and that's why you have the Champions League.
It's
like
just a pure...
Where does that fit in?
it's a money grab.
Have they said
yeah.
on where that fits in? Where do they put it in the year?
Well, no, it would
It'd mean like
the
so
big
the
teams.
Premier League wouldn't have City,
United,
Chelsea,
Liverpool.
They would.
They'd all
Oh,
go
you
into...
take all the top teams and
Yeah.
put them in
Yeah.
another league.
It's just
No.
it's a senseless cash grab, and it would get old within like 5 years.
But like, everyone would be like, "Wow, cool! There's big games every week," and then it's like, okay,
They're just banking on people not like in certain areas never have been able to see these massive teams. So like you can go and put Real Madrid versus Chelsea in like North Carolina in America. Then in Sydney you got Juventus,
But don't you,
Barcelona.
don't you love your team rolling into a weekend and going, "Okay, we're playing a lower team. I can watch my team just express themselves and like."
Or even the lower team beating the other team. Like,
Christmas
off the
twinkle,
upsets.
elite.
Very nice. I just think, it's just a senseless cash grab. Don't do it.
What about, like, if we play the group stages of, like, the Champions League here, but then we played all of the knockout stage games and the final in, like, a hot spot in America or something? Was that something?
I'd say like
it wouldn't work.
maybe a final could maybe work.
That's the thing,
in America or somewhere.
A
Like
final would be the as furthest extended as you
Because
could
it
take
has to be,
it.
That's
cause it
at
has
the
to be
end of the
neutral, but it
season.
usually is a neutral location.
Yeah.
Whereas the others are like return legs back and forth.
Or you make the group stages more interesting, especially with this, how everything is with COVID at the moment. You can make the group stages really interesting and have them in like a hub in America. That would be if
America's a great place to go during COVID for a hub.
no joke. But like something like that to promote. If the idea is about promoting the sport and trying to branch into America, because that's...
It's not about promoting the sport, though. It's the big clubs going...
You don't need to promote football. It's the biggest sport in the world.
We're cool, we can make, like, this amount of money per year by staying in our domestic leagues, but we could make so much more money by putting on these massive showcase events all around the world. But then that's just going to dry up so quickly.
Can I interject, though, and say, there was an announcement recently, too, about... We've obviously led into US, like, having some events in US. They're going
to have La Liga games played there, like, 2 a season. That was the discussion,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid. Because who wants to see fucking Minorca play Getafe?
Yeah.
I mean, surely they'd have, like, a decent side.
They'd always put, like, the bigger teams up there. So they'd probably do, like, a Villarreal against an Atletico or Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Those are the games that they would end up putting up over there.
Yeah.
But then they would just hit that point where they're going to have to constantly, obviously, just move around.
But what's the problem with, like, what we used to have or what we've had with the pre-season where clubs come and tour, like Leeds and United did here? They come and tour a country, play a few games, and go back over. That still promotes the game.
Because they want to make money like that all throughout the year.
I think give them, if they come here, give them something worth playing for, like something that
make a cup out of it or something. You mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they're putting it under the guise of a Super League.
Yeah.
Because they go, oh, there's a trophy and there's points and everything like that.
A European.
And the only way that you would end up keeping that Super League fresh and enough interest for people to do it is that then, like, all the lower leagues, like, you know, the Prem, the Bundesliga and everything, you'd have to do playoffs then for them to get into that Super League, and people drop out.
The winner of the Prem or something like that plays off against the lowest ranked English team, for example. Whoever wins that goes to the...
But the issue is that those teams in the Super League would never agree to it. Yeah. They would never then... Like, if United ended up finishing at the bottom of that, they would never agree to go...
in terms of, we will never get relegated out of this league. Like, we'll always be in this league.
What about, like, if you took, like, the 6 biggest leagues in football, and the winner of each league, like, their pre-season...
Just a mini tournament.
...is essentially a mini tournament, like,
that'd be
in a
good.
hot spot. So, like, in LA, or in, like, Sydney one year, the next year, or
I think
in Rio.
It'd be fine, but it can't be the big teams taking and replacing the leagues already with their own financial gain league.
Yeah, no.
Like a tournament at the start of the season between all the biggest leagues. Like, it'd pretty much just be a glorified Club World Cup, but, like, it'd probably get more viewers than the Club World Cup because nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah, I think there's too much culture and tradition that's going to be sacrificed if you do that.
Well, culture and tradition's out of the game at this point.
Try telling Prem fans, we're just taking your 6 biggest teams and putting them in a Super League.
I think that's ridiculous.
I don't think they'd care, though, because the 6 biggest teams in the Prem are all majority just got tourist fans.
I would care. No, I mean, like, as in, like, lower teams who go, wow, I get to go watch Man United 10 minutes down the road.
It wouldn't be the fans of the big clubs. It would be the lower teams.
It's just sad. It's like you're neglecting the lower...
Because I just imagine, like, this season now of, like, say, Brentford, instead of the Carabao Cup, it was the FA Cup. But then you've just taken Man City, Liverpool, like, United out of it.
Yeah. I think it's a shocking idea.
It is a shocking idea.
And if it happens, I'm not going to do anything about it.
I can't do anything.
I have no power here. Is Dustin Martin
not for fuck's sake
in the shout to be one of the greatest AFL players of all time?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I hate to say yes.
No.
Why?
Because there's no way he's better than people like Gary Ablett Sr. and shit. There's simply no way. He's better than Gary Ablett.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Gary Ablett kicked 1,300 goals in like 240 games.
I think we could bring this back to a bigger topic on who is the best player.
Maybe this decade or this...
Yeah, he's definitely the player of his generation at the moment, but if you're going to put a list out on the best ever, I think there's easily spots you start to feel and go, yeah, he's maybe not even top 10.
Would he make a starting lineup though?
Oh, for sure. You've got 18 on the field, so I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be in the top 18 players.
Yeah, 100%. He's in contention, but I still think if we sat down and talked about it, I could get 10 out of there and go. Yeah. There'd be 10 more rather say, yep, he's a better player.
But then
Dustin Martin.
wouldn't you go at it the same way as like with the NBA of saying, oh, you can't choose who's the greatest of all time because they play in different eras? So would that not be the
That's
same with the
definitely a
AFL?
factor.
Okay, in terms of like big moment players, he probably could be a shout for the best, but as like a all-round player throughout his whole career, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, I think there's definitely been some luck and things and falling into place, and I am definitely salty about the fact that
There's
it destroyed
nothing
us.
lucky about winning 3 Norm Smiths, a Brownlow.
Well, I was about to say,
wartime.
One he shouldn't have won.
At least one
What
Norm
he-
Smith was bullshit.
100%.
No,
Batcher Hooley should have got that
had
first
35
one.
touches and like 2 goals off half back in the
But-
2017 grand final.
Can I just ask then, what do you count as counting somebody as the greatest player of all time? Is it their technical ability?
We're talking whole career.
Is it their accolades? Is it everything? Like what makes it? Because
It's just
you could say
literally
that there's more technical, better players than Dustin Martin, and there's probably people with a slightly more accolades. But all together, like, what is it that you count as somebody being the best player?
I just don't literally as a better
I feel like
player.
I just haven't seen. I've seen players throughout my life of watching the AFL that are like better.
Yeah, I think we need to come back
But
to this discussion.
Is it just technically better though,
I could be
or
here
is
a
it
while.
again? Is it the accolades? Like, what is it that you
I'm
would
going to sound
count
biased as
as?
fuck, but like people like Buddy Franklin, man, like,
Alright, well, let's
are just insane.
if I reword the question to, you tell me a better midfield presence than Dustin Martin in the last 10 years.
who even just played? Who have just at least played in the last 10 years? Because I was going to say, for example, Gary Ablett Jr. Better. 100%.
Anyone else?
At least him.
I'm a fake fan.
I just
have no idea.
I sound biased when I say like a couple of the Hawks midfielders from that time.
I would have put Sam Mitchell amongst it.
You think Sam Mitchell was a better footballer
Mate,
than Dustin
his
Martin?
ball use.
Like,
He's a different thing though. Like he's
Different
not, he
player.
wasn't a midfield forward. He was like incredible ball use.
over a span and how good that team was, that's where you get sort of, it dissipates a bit amongst being a part of an elite team. Whereas I think Richmond, as much as they're really good,
he's
they
the
do
best of
have
the-
top heavy on a few good players, I
He's
think.
the best of the new age kind of midfielder, which is like the forward
Huge.
midfield combo. He looks better because he goes forward half the game and plays in the midfield half the game.
Yeah,
so
so-
he gets like 4 goals and like 20 touches.
See, this is where it's hard. You're exactly right, Cameron. Based on accolades, you go, yeah, he's fantastic. But as an actual player, as much as he has his inconsistencies as well, I'd almost put Dangerfield like on par with him too. Like as an actual player,
Dangerfield's overhyped, man.
he's overhyped,
He just gets
100%.
the ball out the middle and just slaps on the boot. Like it's not.
Dangerfield can't need a target
Yeah.
to save his
Yeah.
goals.
He
He just
Like,
talks
gee
it.
whiz.
He just talks.
But
it
I still think, like, if you're going, like, he would be even on par around the mark in terms of like how good he is. Because I think Dustin Martin does similar stuff sometimes where he just bulldozes his way and then he just boots it, and then you go, well, that was
Yeah.
shit. You didn't really do
Like,
much.
if you look at his disposal efficiency, it's shocking.
Yeah,
Dustin
which is
Martin.
the same as Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Like they've got that brute strength, but the actual skill, like
It's like
Tom
it's like 40,
Mitchell.
It's like 40-50% his disposal efficiency.
Yeah,
Tom Mitchell. I'm sorry, no. What's his name? Dustin Martin.
yeah, like that's where I don't.
It's so subjective and hard to kind of because I think like someone like Buddy Franklin who's 6'6", but can like run the way he has and kick all the goals and shit like that.
Yeah, that's where accolades comes
That's
into
where
it
it's like-
because like you could easily say on his day, well, maybe you'd want Lance Franklin if you had whoever it was on their prime and did like a fantasy draft kind of system of the whole league. You'd go, well, of course I'd want Lance Franklin because I need someone up forward, but like. Yeah, that's where he has his inconsistent moments as much as he has those brilliant accolades.
All right, let's not drag on the questions.
What is the
Hour and a
best
half.
major European football stadium in the world?
Camp. The camp. I was going to say.
Anfield.
Going off of personal experience, I would say that Wembley is up there. It's a pretty fucking good stadium.
I haven't been, but Tottenham's new stadium.
It depends. So is this atmosphere? Is this just like facilities?
Because for me personally, I'm going to say Cardiff Stadium because I haven't been to a lot of other ones, but the atmosphere that was in that stadium when I was there was second to none. That was the best atmosphere I've ever seen in a football game. When we were playing at Hull on a Thursday night.
I reckon Anfield as well. You can feel Anfield.
Just like when you watch it on TV. And
TV.
You can feel Anfield.
It's like, I fucking hate Liverpool, but I want to go to that stadium.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say Borussia Dortmund.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
their fans are
Dortmund,
very-
the
Wall, yeah.
Yeah, they're very
Inside.
Atleticos.
Yeah.
That always seems like a good one.
Yeah.
As much as I hate Bayern, that was good fun going to the Allianz.
It was
They
good
were.
fun.
It's just a very
It's very subjective
choice.
again.
That's
Yeah, you have to go to those games to see what they're like.
to know what they're like.
Who has the most iconic football kit in world football?
Iconic. As in
Those colours, you know, those colours that can never be changed.
United.
You know, I've got
United
up
in
there
red,
with
the
it,
Red
like,
Devils.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I reckon Madrid.
Madrid.
Real
You reckon?
Madrid. Like
You-
that
white.
white is just
But you'd put that.
so clean.
I would
So
give.
delicious.
I would give a shout to Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
Newcastle, like, you could show that kit to a lot of football fans from just random countries, and they, especially with that star,
Yeah.
they would just think of Alan Shearer and everything.
Yeah.
That's the same with the Madrid. Like they're kind of the only team that's like white.
But
Same
like,
with Barcelona as well. That
Yeah.
the Catalonian like burgundy and that.
what I was going to say is like globally iconic. Would you would put, you reckon, Madrid over Barcelona? As like, if you showed
Yeah.
those two, what if we took the logos
That's what I was
off
going
of
to
them?
say. If you took all the badges and everything off, I don't think a lot of people would be able to differentiate like a Liverpool and Man United one.
Yeah.
If you just showed like just a plain white football kit and went, "This is a football kit. What team do you think this is for?" I think a lot of people would
Of course,
instantly
that's
just go Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Same as Newcastle.
Yeah.
If you showed them the stripes, if you showed the Barcelona kit, like even I was going to say Bayern, but no, because they'd be the same as
They've changed their
that.
kits throughout the years though, where they've had like silver on it. And
Are you PSG nowadays as well?
yeah.
Just so many of those. that
PSG
are,
changed theirs up though with like
They've always had like the somewhat similar one though of the like red down the middle and the blue on the sides.
I think Bayern Munich with their iconic swastika on there was quite.
I was
39
thinking maybe
season.
Napoli.
Who?
Napoli.
Yeah, so that's
Napoli.
iconic. Even
Maradona.
Juventus as
Just
well.
Maradona.
yeah, but see, Napoli's changed kind of changed their
not Napoli.
kit as well. Like if you showed a sky blue kit,
Yeah.
people could go City, Lazio, Napoli.
No, I think they would though. They wouldn't just
No.
instantly go, "Oh, Napoli."
go
If you showed them,
Napoli,
if you,
Because Napoli's kit now is like a deeper blue.
but if you, like, we're saying like if you took the badges and everything off it, and it was just the style of the kit without the badges, and you showed them that kit, I agree with Kane. Like if you showed them just a sky blue one, they would go City, Lazio,
no
and
offense,
all that.
but if you think a lot of football fans like
City.
yeah Maradona, no, like the Maradona, yeah, he was great at Napoli, but how many people really like talk about
Napoli.
Napoli and Maradona?
No.
Cavani was better at Napoli.
Callahan was better at Napoli as well.
If I gave you like a blank red kit, what team would you instantly think of?
It's
I-
Liverpool or United.
I would probably United.
Adelaide United, I mean.
What about Dortmund though? Because
I was going to say Dortmund.
yellow,
Dortmund is
yeah,
yellow.
Dortmund's
Yeah,
yellow
but
is
see,
iconic.
their
Yellow
home
or
kit used to
black.
be the neon greeny kind of and black. So
I will say even like a Roma, that like dark burgundy
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
one,
with like a bit of orange and
bit of orange in there, you'd probably be able to tell that
iconic.
apart from the rest of it.
I think that's where there's a couple of teams that have really got a colour that they've got hold of. Like red is too divisive amongst. There's two or three teams we've
you know
named.
what one would be good to do? What's it? The fucking like a West Ham kit and like a Villa kit and a Burnley kit.
Oh,
Put them next to which one's which?
Yeah.
because that's the thing though, because like
Seems more boring.
even though Newcastle and Juventus have the same style of the like black and white stripes, for me anyway, if somebody showed me a kit like that, I would just think Newcastle.
For me, I think in global branding and the fact that they've done so well with having several colours, so it's not just colour that you're going off with as recognisable. You've got colour and design and style.
Yeah.
I think Barcelona for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, as we're talking about, that's a great way to pick them out of, like, if you took the badges off, what are you going to think of? If you took the badges off Barcelona, you know that's a Barcelona kit. There's nothing similar.
I can't think of anything else that's like similar to the Barcelona kit.
And that's
I think
what makes
the
it
same with
distinct.
Madrid, though, there's no other team
But that's where it's
that's
like...
just white.
Yeah, if you
Swansea.
Yeah, but who fuck that?
but
I think
no, it's just the same.
Madrid's-
It's just the same. If you showed me that like blank Chelsea top without the badges on it, I would just think Cardiff.
Would that be the same for like AC Milan as well?
Yeah, Milan's.
Even,
that's a good call.
Even Inter as well.
Inter,
blue,
yep.
black.
Yeah.
I think Milan's got a lot of following. I think especially because I think Kobe had shares in it, but there's like a lot of people in America.
Or maybe just because they're a great football team.
Yeah, but
I think they.
Hey, why do you follow AC Milan? Kobe.
I imagine there probably would be people out there, though.
But there's a lot of. I think they do have a lot of global following, as well as the fact. Yeah,
Doesn't
they're
LeBron
very
have a share
iconic.
in Liverpool?
Yeah,
He does.
I think
Why Liverpool's so good.
Yeah.
I think he put like $1 million, and now it's estimated to be worth like 30-something million. Now.
Yeah, he's got like 6%
He put it in like
of
10 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2% initially.
and then he bought more. Yeah,
Yeah, initially 2% for $1 million or $2 million, and it's big investment. Big
Ah,
return.
This is the big boy.
This is the biggest question.
Newcastle.
China.
Ole
Yes, they asked
Gunnar
China.
Oh
Solskjaer.
no,
Salts Joe.
No, I'm just kidding.
holy
I'm going to ask
sexuals.
each of you this question individually, and then we'll end the podcast on this
Oh,
great
sleep.
note. If you could visit any sporting venue or game in the world, Cameron, where would you visit and why?
Can it be any like footballing event or anything throughout history?
Just, huh?
No, not
This
event.
is-
No, stadium.
Oh,
You
I
mean
thought
stadium.
he meant like if it was like a specific
So you can
match.
go, I
want
want to go to a stadium, or I want to go to this event. Can't be in the past, it has to be something that's in the future.
Can it be like against like a particular team as well that you're playing against? as well?
of course. You could say,
So
I want to go
your
see...
perfect scenario
Yeah,
to go
your
to a game.
perfect scenario.
Fuck.
Of any sport, anything ever.
Any sport ever.
Yes.
I've got at least 4.
Oh, jeez.
said one.
Can we put like the scenario of like what it would be?
Yes.
Alright. Gotta watch World Cup final, Cardiff City Stadium, Wales v England.
Ooh.
That would be scenes.
Aiden knows all about World Cup finals, don't you?
Yep.
If you could do the scenario and everything, watching Wales win a World Cup in Cardiff.
So these
Wow.
are unrealistic scenarios.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so you could also think that
I said
England
I
will
wanted
win a World
realistic
Cup.
scenario. Have you heard that joke? So there's a guy driving his car, right, and his missus is in the passenger seat, right. So they're driving. He crashes his car, right, and the missus gets flung out of the windscreen. Oh, she fucks up her face, all munted, all destroyed. There's no way, you can't even recognise her anymore. So, and then all of a sudden, this guy's down on the ground. He's going, "Oh, my love, we'll never be the same again." They're dying. And all of a sudden, a genie appears. He says, "I can grant you one wish." All right. And the guy goes, "Oh, well, I wish for my wife's face to be back to normal after this absolutely horrific crash." And the genie goes, "Oh, look, like that's really out of my hands. Like I'm not sure if I can do this, And then he goes, "Can you give me another wish? Give me another wish, and I'm sure we can work that out for you." And he goes, "Oh well, I wish for Wales to be in a World Cup final." And the genie says, "All right, mate, let's have a look at the missus's face." Anyway, that was a good joke. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very cool. Bryce, same question.
I actually have one straight away for you, which is I would like to go to Staples Centre, and it would just be to see LeBron play. I think, especially now
Come
we
on,
get.
mate. Go something more lofty and not something that's very achievable.
No, very achievable. Who knows right now? But yeah, because especially coming to the end of his career and looking at him play, it's just something I've grown up with and wanted to see. If it's a final of that as well, if you want to add to the event side of things, like a Wales-England final, sure. We'll take a Staples Centre final, but yeah, that'd be sick. Staples Centre's very iconic.
Aiden.
Oh, fuck, I want to change my answer now. I have a better one.
I think I'd have to go Dortmund versus Schalke
Oh, yeah.
at the Signal Iduna Park.
Fuck, he knows German.
Yeah.
I've got a few
Yeah.
actually.
Choose one.
The question was one.
Please choose one.
Can I say
I'm
my
tired.
can I say my backup one while he's thinking?
No.
Staples Centre so I can watch KSI versus Logan Paul.
Good joke.
Hell yeah, I got lost.
Man United played Liverpool at Old Trafford.
That'd be great.
That'd be good.
The Library of Dreams.
Mr. Williams.
City v United Champions League final at the Etihad.
Oh,
Another library.
Nil.
And we beat them 8-0 in the final.
What a final that would be.
oh wait! If you could have just put the score like that, Wales would beat England 10-0.
Well, that would have been
Actually,
really achievable if United didn't get knocked out.
It'd be pretty boring. 3-2 Wales.
Mine would be MetLife Stadium in America, 2026 World Cup final, England versus Germany. The two spicy rivals coming together.
Closer scores.
Closer.
World War III.
What? I think that would be delicious, seeing a World Cup final like
Mason Mount recreates the Lampard and scores a goal that doesn't get counted.
Mason Mount, hand of God, cock of God. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on that note,
Time for bed.
it's time for sleepy go bye-bye time. If you're not asleep already,
Teeth, toilet, bed.
what another night of
Done well. 1
the
hour 40,
Shedcast.
43. That's
We
solid.
kept it
Really?
short,
That
yeah.
was impressive. Very nice.
We'd like
Well,
to
it's
thank...
actually more than 3 hours, including our
The
The,
bonus.
the
The
game.
A-League one.
Yeah,
It's
gay
two
league.
different casts. Anyway,
a 0-0
Matt.
game. That was
Excuse me.
brilliant.
that was just so exciting.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Shedcast.
Our next podcast, New Year's Eve, we're going to recap 2020 and just kind of go over a few sporting things that we found
Awards,
interesting.
what we think.
More a casual one. We'll be about 20 drinks deep, so it'll be interesting. No,
No, we
we'll
will
have a
not.
couple on the balcony of my girlfriend's house that she bought herself with her own money. So,
Do you want to put the address in the video as well, or what?
so it's at it's at 9.
Now,
Look
Yeah,
for the
no,
white
it's not
picket
them.
fence out the front.
now,
Please edit that out. Just do a giant fucking beep over it.
now, the next podcast after our world recap
I'm
one.
not sure who's going to be there for that world recap one.
I will be attending.
I will be attending.
Of course I'll be there.
But it's an excuse to get on the beers. Of course, I'm there.
On the beers.
I'm so happy that we did. I'm so happy that we did this.
Will the host be there?
No, I won't.
Oh,
I'm so happy that
everyone
we
but
did
us.
this fucking check off to see who everyone's there.
I'll
Make
take
sure.
over as host.
Williams present. Huh?
Where are you?
With
I don't think that's any of your business. To be honest.
It'll be 6 inches deep, baby.
in the ocean.
Anyway,
I
sign off.
posed. Listen, I posed this question to the podcast afterwards, gentlemen. I pose you to provide to me your 11 best Premier League players that you've had the chance of witnessing.
Oh, yes.
So it can't be, for instance,
Maradona.
your best striker of all time would probably be a Thierry Henry, Alan Shearer, right?
We'd way of saying
We haven't had the blessing of witnessing them in real time, have we? So
But
they're
maybe
not gonna
like a
get
season
shout.
or two, but yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to give them a shout. So it's
that's
kind of
like
your modern
Past 10 years?
last 10 years.
Oh,
Can we
this is going to get ugly.
10 to 15 years?
Do
Can we-
15 to 15.
And what we'll do is we'll each present our best 11. We'll present it all onto the whiteboard here, and then
whiteboard
we'll
we just
come
have-
together.
Can we just have two strikers so Rooney and Aguero can live in harmony?
Yes.
Up top.
No, what I'm going to propose is we can only have one striker.
Make it a little bit juicy.
Wait,
Oh
get
no,
your
you're
stats-
teasing me.
Get your stats together.
Stats don't lie, mate.
Get the teams together.
Can it just be our
Stats don't
own
lie.
formation instead?
No,
No.
I present to you a
4-3-3.
4-3-3. That is how
That is the
team is
pinnacle
set
of
up.
a Premier League team.
We are going to go ham on each other.
Hot damn it! Woo!
It's going to be hot. It's going to be spicy. So, gentlemen, start your engines. May the best woman win. Thank you so much for listening to the Shedcast.
And don't forget to follow us on the socials.
Please subscribe. You can subscribe
We've
to
been a
our
bit dead on-
Spotify,
we've been a-
subscribe to our
Been a
YouTube.
bit dead on the YouTube thanks to
Follow us
No one.
on the old Instagram. That's _Shedcast.
yeah. Please
We will
make
start
some
shit
more
posting
followers.
on there because we've got fucking nothing else to put on there.
Yeah, we probably should post on there more.
But most
And,
importantly, make sure to abide by the 1.5 metre rule
And don't forget to hit that bell.
and stay COVID safe.
Subscribble.
We are the Shedcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come again.
Come on, Shedhouse. Ooh.
It's Shedcast.
Come on, Shedhouse. Ooh.
It's Shedcast.